Hi, I'm Kelly Gahn. Welcome to Outdoor Family Adventures, a program that follows a different family in each episode as they embark on an exciting adventure through the great outdoors. Now, today's family has never been downhill skiing before, but that won't stop them from tackling the slopes at Seven Springs. Now, today will be filled with firsts, including a first lesson, a first fall, and a first successful trip down the mountain. And as if today's day of first isn't tricky enough, we've added a few challenges to put this family's new skills to the test. In order to give our family the ideal downhill skiing adventure, we sent them to a resort offering the widest range of terrain and lifts in Pennsylvania. Seven Springs was rated the #1 resort in the Mid-Atlantic region by Ski Magazine. 275 acres of ski terrain beckon winter sports enthusiasts of all ages and skill levels. Whether you enjoy an intense physical workout or just a ride through winter wonderland, Seven Springs offers an activity for you. It has been said that skiing is a lifetime sport, so it's never too early or too late to learn, which is great news for our family of novice downhill skiers. But downhill skiing can be a challenging, even dangerous sport, and taking a lesson is the best place to start. Now it's time to meet our family of novice skiers. Are they scared, excited? What makes them want to tame the slopes together for the first time today? Let's find out.
I am Erin Groh.
I'm David Groh.
I'm Micah Groh.
I am Karen Groh.
We like to do things together, often outside. We've just started doing geocaching. We go sledding together. We go hiking together. We like to go down to the beach. We also like to read out loud. David or I will read out loud to the kids and we'll all listen, and that's always been enjoyable.
I like adventure stories a lot.
Reading is one of those cases where then you can discuss and find out what different people's perspective is on the same chapters.
We usually do like the books, though we don't think we will at first.
The more activities you can do as a family, the stronger your family will bond together.
No matter what it is, whether it's rollerblading or swimming or hiking or any of those things.
We went whitewater rafting once, and it was kind of hard because I'm not used to using my arms that much because my dad usually does it for me.
The hardest thing that I ever did was choosing which high school to go to. It was just a really tough decision.
Erin and I like to tease the boys in this family about being geeks. We think they're all geeks and a little bit nerdy.
Well, that's a nice compliment. Poor Erin has to live with us geeks.
My brother's favorite thing to do is say he's more of a geek than me. Or nerd, I suppose, nerd, geek, whatever. He's more of a nerd than me.
And we tease them and try to reform them a little bit.
Whenever we go to the beach, we do science there, so watch the sunset, and we all stand up and watch it a second time and figure out what the curvature of the earth is.
We're all very geeky. We pride ourselves in this.
The family seems eager to get started, but are they physically prepared for today's adventure? We checked in with our Outdoor Family Adventures sports doctor to get some tips on being prepared and staying safe.
First of all, I think that skiing is a wonderful family sport. And generally, if you take a few precautions, it's quite safe. There's probably two key things that any family or any individual who is new to skiing should keep in mind. And that number one would be proper equipment. There's been a lot of advances in equipment over the past 20 years, and it's a much safer sport because of that. In the old days, the bindings did not always release properly, and the boots were more rigid and stopped midway up the lower leg. So we would see a fair number of ankle fractures and tibia fractures because of the old style of equipment. So the worst thing a person could do would be to borrow someone's old equipment or perhaps drag some equipment out of the attic and use that. Really, they should either buy new equipment or perhaps rent. All the ski areas have excellent rental facilities. Rent the equipment, properly sized, properly adjusted, and that really keeps the injury risk down. The second important thing is proper instruction. And I think too many people tend to take instruction from well-meaning friends. I think the best thing is really to get it from a professional instructor, which is, there's been advances in the way that has been done as well. And if you get the proper instruction, the instructors can help you to progress the level of slope that you should be on, and it can really keep the injury risk down.
First stop, equipment rental. Second stop, lessons. Then there will be no stopping our family once they're up and running at Seven Springs. Come on, let's get started.
The rental facility is this big, wide
basement with just rack after rack after rack. There were three racks of size 10 boots alone for me to choose from.
Okay. How's that feel? You don't have any place where it hurts your foot. It feels comfortable, good? Okay. Let me do this middle buckle first. And then these adjust. In alpine skiing, it's very important when you're skiing to have your shin against the tongue of your boot all the time. So you want to be able to, there's enough room that you can flex it forward, but you don't want it too tight that it's hurting you anywhere. There's no pressure points. It feels good, snug around your foot. Okay, and then you want to, if you have this is called a little snow cuff or powder cuff, and you put that down to keep the snow and moisture out of the boot so it doesn't go down your boot. Here's a good way to do your pole. You don't want to have them too long. You just want to, your hands should always be right out here in front on the skin. So this is where you want the pole. You're the same. You're about to say you're a little bit taller, but that would be fine for you, that size pole.
Front and the back, called the tip and the tail. You see how this is turned up? That's so it doesn't dig into the snow. Okay? All right. And this is the binding that's going to hold you in, and this is called the ski brake. This is the toe piece and the heel piece. When you step into your ski, this brake is going to come off of the snow. And if your ski comes off, it'll release. Your ski won't run away from you. And more importantly, it won't run into someone else. All right? That's required to have that. You're going to put your toe under these two little black things in the front. Your toe's going to be up here. Step down on this.
Toe first. Toes go in first. Ready? Click down, press down, pressure on your heel, press it down, push hard. Whoop.
Russ started off just standing on both feet and feeling our balance move around as we lifted up one foot or the other foot or leaned forward or backwards. I think that helped to get a sense of where your center of mass was and how it was to stay over your feet. And then we put on one boot and we sort of scootered with it back and forth across the way. And then that took me a while to get the feel of. I think I wanted to pull with my arms because of the cross-country skiing where you pull with your arms. But here you need to pull with your feet. So I couldn't get that right away.
Whack, whack. Come on, Aaron. Whack.
Okay? Go ahead. They're a little slippery, huh?
Jace was very nurturing. She was in the back picking up a kid who fell down. When Micah was nervous early on, she spent a lot of time with him, just walking him through it real slowly. I think on that first hill where he was really scared, I think she stayed next to him at the beginning, and she said, come on, I'll stay right here with you, and we're going to do it. And I don't think he would have done it without her.
Now stay forward. Don't lean to turn. Stay forward. That's it. Now turn. Pedal with the other foot. Pedal, 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 pedal. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Left foot. Get your skis in a wedge. Get your skis in a pizza. Pedal. All these moves will come in as you get to be better and better skiers. These are all the basics. If you learn the basics properly, you'll be great skiers. Good skiers. Maybe excellent skiers someday. Okay, Micah. Okay, stop. There you go. Look for the chair. Look behind. And everybody sit down. Excellent.
make this downhill skiing adventure even more interesting, we have added a few extra challenges that will put our family's new skills and possibly their patience to the test.
Okay, this is your first challenge, and I think Aaron's going to accept it.
Winter limbo, how low can you go? Downhill skiing is full of highs and lows. This challenge is all about the lows. Take turns skiing underneath the limbo pole. If the pole falls down, you're out.
Well, the limbo challenge is a pretty good idea for anyone, actually. It's a skill-building thing. You're moving forward and you're trying to get low. You're trying to compress yourself. And advanced skiers do that all the time. You see Olympic-class racers on a downhill, when they hit a transition, they try to get low. They try to absorb the terrain.
Unfortunately, I had a hood on, and so I ducked down, and the hood was popped up and hit the pole. So that's all right. Micah just did wonderfully. He figured out some technique of sort of falling down on his back as he got close and just skidded the rest of the way through.
After David and I knocked the bar down, Jace demonstrated how to lean way back on your skis and go under it. It was too late for me and David to try that. I'll tell you the truth, I don't know if my niece could have done it anyway, so I'm not sure I would have. But I had a good time watching the kids try it. They were hilarious. Erin was funnier than Micah. She would just lay flat on her back and crawl through the bar. Micah was good. He had quite a lot of skill, quite a lot of finesse on that, and it was fun to watch him. It's always fun when the youngest in the family can finally be good at something better than everybody else. They don't get many chances like that. And he was really good at that limbo.
Okay, I went under. I must say you look a lot more collision.
I just sort of leaned back and just put my back all the way onto my skis and just slid myself under.
Micah had a much better technique than I did, but I couldn't quite get it.
You got to make it through the gates, though. Big sis. Oh! One thing that we as instructors don't always remember is that the student is fearful. Even though they don't admit it, there's fear of the unknown. They did a great job on their second run. What you do on the second run is you start to feel some confidence, and with confidence you start to build a rhythm, and some trust in your skills. So you become a better skier because you've been there before. We're going to hold ourselves because there's some bumps in here. There's a bump at the end. So, see how I'm holding myself? I've got to get really, really low. Okay, really, really low. Stay low and bounce, low and bounce. Now, these are racing gates, but these are for training. Racing gates are poles, and you're going to do that later. These are just little muffins on the snow. There she goes. Okay, made a turn. Made a turn. You got to turn sharp. We had the the gates, training gates, where we have a little muffin on the snow. It's a colored, padded device, and you use that as a position of where you make your turn. So there's a visual marker for where you make your turn. So you're making 4 turns, and there's a visual marker at the first one, and you have to look toward your next turn, make the turn, look to the next one, make it. So it forces you in your learning process to look ahead. As a new skier, you want to look down here. Oh, I've got these new, long, slippery, skinny things on my feet. But to be successful in skiing, you have to look out ahead. And using that element of the Arctic Blast helps you to do that. We also had the rolls that we did. And on the rolls, you're not so much turning, you're going straight, but you're getting some flexibility in your body by letting your feet come up towards your chest. You're absorbing the terrain, and then as you go over the roll, you're extending. And in technical terms, we call that, there's fancy words for it, but just flexion and extension to simplify things. You use it all the time in skiing at all different levels, from beginner to advanced. So that element of the challenge reinforced to the extreme, extension, flexion.
The Grove family has just practiced in the Arctic Blast here at Seven Springs. You've done very well in your practice rounds. Now it's time for the real test. Micah, will you please read your family's challenge?
Arctic Blast. It's a blast, it's a challenge. It's a frozen obstacle course of fun. Try to be the fastest one through and not wipe out.
The second challenge starts with the tunnel, and you're bouncing through the tunnel. Then, right after you come out of the tunnel, you have to make a hard left, but at the same time, there's a bump at the end of the tunnel. The hard left gets you into the slalom section of the Arctic Blast. Then, after the slalom section, then there's another little bit of a hard part of getting yourself lined up. But once then, you just go over the moguls, which is a lot of fun, and just straight ahead, and it's joy just to see how fast you can finish it off.
And I fell down when I came out. There's that bump there, and it really surprised me both times I tried it.
In the last one, there was 3 hills in a row, and you went up and down each of them, sort of went across them. And at the very end, you just turned until you stopped.
For the kids especially, it's just a lot of fun because they're doing skills that it's not like they're really working on something, they're just having fun. And at the same time they're learning. So it's one of those situations where you're learning without even realizing it because you're having fun.
That one was the hardest one for me, partly because it's made, I think, for kids, so I had to squat more than other people would have had to. And also, as soon as you came out of it, there were 2 little bumps that you had to go over like that. And especially the first time, that really took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to hit those on the other side. And going into it was hard because there was a slope going into it, and you had to kind of position yourself on the slope and then stop and get ready to go, and then you had to go through. And I kept visualizing myself whacking my head on the top of the tunnel, which I never did do. None of us did. There were flags like you see on TV on the Olympics, and you had to go back and forth going on the outside of the flags, left and right.
kind of funny thinking about watching the Olympic Games, and then here you are doing the same sort of thing, but of course at a lot lower of a speed.
In skiing, the goal is to link nice, uniform turns as you're coming down the hill. They were able to do that, which we consider quite a plus since they started out really having not much knowledge at all about how to even make a turn. So by the end of the day, coming down this side-by-side, this slalom or dual slalom course, they were linking nice turns to make it around the gates.
Our family started the day as novice skiers, and it was clear that they were as apprehensive as they were excited about their first adventure in downhill skiing. But after a few lessons and a little practice, our family finished the day as award-winning racers. It was an adventure filled with ups and downs, but our family learned that just like in everyday life, when you fall, you have to get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward to really appreciate the lessons and life's little challenges. Even if you've never been downhill skiing before, take it from today's family. Learning together is part of the fun. Is your family ready for an outdoor family adventure? If so, put down the TV remote and find out what it's like to be on the other side of the TV screen. If you'd like more information on how your family could be featured on our program, just visit our website. And who knows, maybe next time it'll be your family enjoying an outdoor family adventure. We'll see you then.
Funding for outdoor family adventures has been provided by the Pennsylvania Public Television Network and for nearly 70 years, caring about people has been our pledge. We're Highmark, supporting programs which promote active families. Pennsylvania Travel and Tourism. Active families know there's more to do in Pennsylvania.
St. Vincent Health Center is Erie's first hospital with cardiologist and neonatal intensive care services specializing in neuroscience, cancer and emergency medicine, and physician-based sports medicine.
Edinboro University of Pennsylvania, with locations in Edinboro, Erie, and Meadville, one of the 14 universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. And by the members of this public television station.